Welcome to Offsite Dirt, the podcast committed to news and insight in the offsite construction industry. Join our team of experts covering modern methods of construction, high-performance build, lean manufacturing, prefab, and beyond. Here's the dirt on Offsite Dirt. We would like to thank our partner, Wesco, for being our official Offsite Dirt sponsor.
We provide innovative supply chain solutions every hour, every day, all around the globe. Our people roll up their sleeves and help create a world you can depend on. Focusing on the details, the challenges, and the unexpected, so that you can live life uninterrupted. Wesco. Ingenuity delivered.
Hello and welcome to Offsite Dirt. I'm Audrey Grabesic, the founder, and we have a special guest that basically works in manufacturing and robotics. The company is called ARRTSM, and we have Yudhisthir, which is the CEO of the company. He is going to give us a brief introduction about his background, why it's so important that robotics play a big part in how we're building and constructing and manufacturing, and kind of give us a little overview of the company. Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me in your show. I'm Yudhisthir Gauli. I am the founder of the ARRTSM. ARRTSM has different segments. We have Advanced Autonomics, which deal with different autonomous robotics and for the different sectors. And we have Framebotix, where we completely concentrate on offsite manufacturing, where we make different parts of the home and panelization product, and also the modular as well as the classical homes.
I love it. You know, when we talk about robotics, I don't know if we really truly understand the complexity of it. When I have been talking with other companies, it's not just building the robotic construction of the robot, but it's also about the machinery and the technology and the software and the integration. Would you mind giving us a little bit of overview about what makes your product? How does it begin? How does the process begin? And a little bit more overview so people can really understand truly what a robotics company offers.
Yes, one thing is what we when we started our business, that was due to the customers' demand. The robots are very difficult to program, so they came with different applications, and we started making all these application autonomous with the AI. We designed all sort of applications, and then developed the software to work autonomous, and that helped to solve the problem of programming these complex robots and to make the different parts. Because if you make the robot, use the robots in the factory, you can always do the same parts or the same thing, same products. But if you want to change the product, then all the process, everything has to be reprogrammed. And that we tried to develop the system that time. It was almost a decade ago. And then finally, we got different solutions, different segments, and this is how we grow. And the difference is with ours is we don't have to program the robots. The robots gets the data from the customer. The customer comes with their design, and we plan either the whole robotic system with the Advanced Autonomics, or we complete factory from scratch or retrofit their existing factories. So this is what we do. We get the data, and then we analyze it and talk with the customer. How much is the output? How many homes you want to make? How many modules you want to make? And then design the factory with the number of robots and skilled manpowers together. And this is the solution. And we finance also the factory. The factory belongs to us. It's like kind of leasing, and they pay monthly.
Wow, that's incredible. So if I heard you right, do you guys also work in the automotive sector?
Not really, because the automotive sector is highly crowded, and it's a traditional business, well, they don't do so much changes. They make a long study about the car models, and then they keep on making the same thing. So that is actually not so interesting for us, because it's a lifetime investment, and people want different home. They have their different choices, and that's why I found my passion more in construction business. Yeah.
I'm so happy you did, because you and I both know that we need more homes, we need more productivity. What have you found as challenges when working with your clients and creating these factories with these solutions? Is it really kind of knowing the type of product you want to build, or what have you found being one of the challenges for your clients in moving into more of a robotic type of environment?
There is lots of misunderstanding also, and classical thinkings like the robot will take the job. They are afraid of robots. That's very interesting. I say, hey, a robot will create the jobs. If we don't do that, that jobs will be created in different part of the world. And if you use the robots, that is a classical thinking people have, that it's a huge investment, but they make more profit in the long run, and also can generate more jobs if you are profitable. And what we see in the market is the problems are accumulated. So we have like different numbers. I can't fix it, like 7 million missing homes, or we are short of 7 million homes alone in the United States. Worldwide, we have hundreds of millions. I mean, that's kind of because there is lack of automation, and the homes have not like cars always the same product. People will be I mean, I would not like to have the same home like everyone has, and I would also not love to live inside the box. So my space, my family, that's kind of, you want to come again, home should be like home.
I totally agree with you. So when we talk about robotics, I think the fear of people is that robots are going to take away jobs, but you and I both know that we need additional people there, right? We have all
Yes.
these different solutions that have to take place. Can you tell me a little bit more about that as an industry fear, and what you're seeing when you're working with these factories, and really not only the robotic solution, but also the labor force solutions?
Yes, we cannot automate all the things. So a few weeks ago, I was traveling in different classical factories where lots of how to say laborers were working and building the homes. And there was also a classical person, like we were talking. He didn't like it, the approach of the robot, and I was saying, hey, why? Because these robots are not going to take the job. And what happens is, like, you need lots of programmers, you need lots of engineers, and you also need the mechanical and electrical, and then also all those offsite jobs, and also to the how to say transport everything. You need different varieties of jobs, and we cannot, it's not also not our goal to eliminate the jobs. We will create the jobs, and that is the fear what they have is actually that doesn't have the ground.
Yeah, so when I was at the World of Modular, there was a gentleman that came in, and he was from the UK. And what they do is it's a very similar solution. They basically come into the factory, they talk with the owners, they talk about the product, and then they talk about the factory setup, and how it's going to utilize the robots and the mechanics in it. What is your approach when you meet a new client? How does your process work?
We try to know what is their product, first of all, and what is their output capacity in the product. We should know length, breadth, height, all this, what are the different parameters they want to. And we don't want to make just for the single thing. So that we want to, like, what is your future plans, like what will be the future. So we would like to make that factory run years and probably decades to come, because the robots are very durable. If you go to the automobile industry, it's like they run up to 20 years. So we try to know their needs and their datas, and discuss with them in different factors, and that's how we grow.
Yeah, and I think that's a really, you're making some really good points, because every factory is going to be different. Every product's going to be different.
Yes.
There's
Mhm.
factories that build with steel frame, there's factories that build with CLT, there's factories that build with wood frame. So all of them have a unique proposition on how they want to build and create. When you're looking at your robotic system and your installation product, how long does that process usually take? So let's say you guys have a client, you guys have come up with a plan and you know that you're going to be executing, bringing your robots. Is it you have to build the robots from scratch? Let's just say you had to build the robots from scratch. They didn't have existing. You're going to build the robots from scratch. You were going to install them. You were going to train them. Like, tell me about the time frame and the sophistication of going through this to actually have a robotic system in a factory.
Very nice question. This is what happens is they comes with all their parameters, and then we give them, okay, this will be the rough number, a proposal. And after that, we do the engineering, a detailed engineering, and what will their simulation and how much output will come out, and all these things we will do, and give them all the notification, technical data, and everything about the factory. After that, we will order all the parts what we need and build the robots with all the equipments and handling, milling, saw, everything, whatever there is. And it takes we have to calculate like this. We 2 weeks to do the first rough discussions, and then 4 to 6 weeks for the engineering. And after that, around 10 years till the first product, 10 months till the first product comes out. So 10 months is building the complete factory from the scratch. If we have the right to lease, we try to lease the existing factories which are not used, and that's where we start.
It's beautiful. And it's nice to see that you have a support team in order to execute those types of solutions, because again, it seems very technical and I cannot say I'm a technical person.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to hear that you have this solution at ARRTSM. So being in the industry and talking to lots of people in the offsite solution, where do you see the future or the trends going in the next couple of years? How are you seeing our industry grow?
There is a different type of things coming in the market. We have 3D printing, we have the steel structures, and here the wooden things. Depends also on the final customers' choices. I think my thinking is like more that will be more in the wood, maybe my thinking, because it's renewable, they grow faster, and if we can make it long lasting, like 100 years, also generations homes like before, with more joineries. I think that will be the good solutions. Otherwise, the steels which are being used from the automobiles or other products, again, reused steels, those. And I don't know about the other designs. It should be also appealing for the people who are buying.
Are you
They
seeing,
decide. Mhm.
so you were saying that there are existing factories that have equipment. What would be, when you look at the percentages of business that you guys do, is it more reprogramming and working with existing factories that have product, or are you like really creating it from new, like brand new?
Both we have been working with the guys who have the existing factories, and we are working with the customers who wants the new factory, complete new factory, because the new products, and they are highly revolutionary products in the market, their business concept and all these proven concepts. They have kind of products that will come, the highly secret projects. I mean, this is kind of interesting time. Yeah.
Are you seeing more stuff happening in North America, or are you seeing things in other global markets? Like, are you seeing more opportunity in the European market, or are you just strictly in the United States right now?
We are global, we are all over the world. We also have some. We originally came from Germany, so Europe was the most important market for us before. I see more the automation and robotics are accepted more in other parts of the world than the United States. The United States is quite a risky market when you think about the customers, because the willingness of investment in those kind of things is not so much there. That's why it's not highly automated in different sectors. Yeah. that we can watch very closely here in also not only in the home building, also if you talk about the cabinets or other things, all sort of the robot number. If you see in the world, the Chinese use the most, and then comes the Germans, Japanese, all these Koreans. North America is way down. Yeah. I
I
don't know.
love that you're telling us that because it's interesting, right? We don't know enough about the global markets, and it's great to get your perspective to see that. Is there a specific country that you're seeing greatest success in right now?
I personally cannot say those because I mean China is doing very great in those see
But what
the
about for your company, your specific company? Are you seeing a big like area? I know that you're obviously the United States is expanding and we're starting to grow. And I agree with you. I think that financially it has been very tough for a lot of manufacturers. Last year was a very challenging year. Lots of funding has basically ceased. And so now I feel like we're back on the momentum, right? I feel like we're getting back in there and people are starting to want to look at and open factories. I was just curious, and no need to feel like you have to answer. I just love getting your global perspective because, again, we don't get to see a lot of that here.
I think they are getting now aware. More is Europe is very appealing, always has been. Australia is also appealing, and then the Asia was always the good place to be. I think America will pick up slowly. We need more awareness here. Hey, this is not going to destroy the job. We will be competitive. We'll make more money, and then we can hire more people and accelerate the process. These things should come more and more, I think. Yeah.
I think you're right too. And I do like that you're in the offsite solution, right? You're trying to assist more companies and allow them to know this higher intelligence of working. Bringing back to the solution of using AI, what has been your experience? Do you have certain securities in place in order to utilize AI? Because from what I'm talking to technology companies, it's a big thing, making sure that you have cybersecurity and all these other securities when you're utilizing the AI effort. Are you guys, utilizing that? And is that something really concerning for you?
I don't think it's concerning because we are just building some manufacturing the parts or the homes are. So in our case, not. Um,
You
the
feel like it's something that's growing and you feel like definitely no concerns in it.
We have no concerns in it, and we have also the different securities, and we developed because that time when we started, that was not like today. Everyone knew it about the AI. We needed it because we had lots of things going on in the factories. There were so many human errors, and the parts were becoming damaged, and all those things that we needed that to make more could check quality, high quality things, and that's where we started. So yeah,
I
we
think it's amazing. I am all for it. I'm a big fan. I continue to keep trying to learn. I think technology is constantly changing and evolving and innovation, and that's what your company brings to the table.
yes, that's what we bring to our customers, so that they can concentrate on their work, and they have the manufacturing headache or this all these things with the robotics we can take over. So that's why also we finance our factory by ourselves, so they can use, and that's the most important part. They can concentrate on their designs, they can concentrate on their customers, and they can concentrate on their project. So we can take whole factory and all this headache for the robots and everything service in 24 hours. We have the service guarantee every operational. So that's why we take all the headache from the customer or those parts which makes them, oh, that's how to start. So we do that for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. So when you're looking at when you're, bringing these opportunities to your clients, are you seeing like a 20% increase in productivity? Is there any measurable tools that you can share with us?
Up, highly up. We have kind of, if I say not put me with the nails in the wall, but the thing is like we have more than 60% there in most of
Oh,
the
wow.
cases. Yeah. And the return of investment is also very high. Yeah. That's kind of, that's that's what people don't know, maybe. That's why I had the customer in Germany who I make the system. It was under 1 year, the first one. And then he wanted more and more. And I built several of those. And then afterwards, like, hey, I'm going to United States. And he was like, not so happy with that. Yeah.
Well, we're
That's
happy. We're
interesting.
happy
Yeah.
because I definitely feel like you're bringing a new solution for us. And when I talk to, people in our industry, I feel one of the areas that we see a lot of robotics is like the panel system, creating those panels and lifting those with those arms. And I mean, that's heavy, heavy stuff. And if you don't have cranes and you don't have those things in your factory, that's a pretty big deal, right? To be able to utilize that. What areas are you guys, obviously we're talking about offsite construction and you guys are in Delaware. Are you seeing more business on the East Coast? Are you seeing more business on the West Coast? And you're also located in Ohio. So where are you seeing an increase in robotics in this industry?
I think all over in the United States, in the middle, East Coast, West Coast, I've been in different places. We have more population living in this side, so in the east side than the west. So I think more is this side will be the more um, going on all this our business, and I think both side. There is no. The whole manufacturing boom will start from somewhere. I think your place is also nice, the Atlanta and
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
like Atlanta and
Mhm,
the South is growing. I feel like Florida is another really good market. Can
mhm.
you tell me a little bit more about your digital twin?
That's also we developed long ago. So what we do with this is like that's what the process of at the beginning when the customer comes with the data we make the factory, and that is all the simulation and everything goes where it goes, and the customer can see their future factory. That's all about. But more is in AI. So the digital twin is kind of the overview, and you can kind of know everything. You can change it and everything, but afterwards it's not necessary in our case. The AI takes all this programming, so it's a little bit not so future thing.
Yeah, and
It
it's
used to
interesting.
be
It's
before to
evolving.
do the simulation and generate the codes. In our case, yes, it's necessary in the first phase, but in that after that, the self-learning algorithm they makes all these movements and all the paths, everything better. So and the process. That's why it's a secondary.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. And
Mhm.
then lastly, I would love to know a little bit more about your Lucky app. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
In the Lucy app, it's was developed for the customer to see their final products. It
Uh,
was the carpenters where we used to work. They wanted to see, or the stone workers. They wanted to see their kitchens, and that's why we made that in our past. Yeah, that's a interesting app where we can see all those things before we manufacture.
I love it. I'm sorry, it was the Lucy app. It's not Lucky. I
Mhm.
feel lucky
Lucy.
knowing about it. So how did a person like you decide to get into this type of, industry? What was it like? Did you grow up and you just love technology, or what was your interest as a younger, individual and then, growing up and in your studies and stuff?
Oh, that is a long history. I have been writing also in my personal website. I was born in Himalaya, in the Himalayan mountains in Nepal, and then we had to walk a lot, like 9, 10 hours we had to walk. We didn't have the cars and buses that time. And then at the end of the day, it came the whole mountain, and sometimes it was dark. And I thought about making something, building the things to help this all, people's living there. And from there my intention was always, and my sister, she went to Australia afterwards, and we studied different things, like one mechanical, electrical, and we always wanted to do the some revolutionary thing. And afterwards I went to the machines, and that was in Germany, worked with lots of CNC machines, and there is it was complicated. And if we think about more and more about this all the technology, and we don't have all over the world, so many people don't have good schools, homes, hospitals, and that is because You see, the CNC machines are very complex to make, and we cannot scale it up so much. And then I choose this field because we can do a lot with this technology. So with the robots, we can make lots of house around the world. We can help lots of people. That's why I choose this knowingly, because if you think about the car, there is a automation, but in the home there is no automation. Then that made me really highly interested. Let me make my aim is to make a few million homes all around the world in my
I'm
lifetime.
so happy you are, and I'm so happy
Thank
that that was always your interest because we need more of this. And I'm so profoundly grateful that you found time in your busy schedule to connect with us and let us know a little bit more about your company and where the direction is going. I think that innovation, I think technology, robotics is something that is becoming more and more proficient and efficient in our countries, and so we need to know more about it. And we can definitely share your website and your contact information in our show notes. Is there anything that you wanted to add before we close?
Thank you so much. Yes, like you said, we need more awareness, and we need more companies making these things, accelerating this process of manufacturing, and this will help lots of people. That's
I
but yeah.
I love that.
Thank
We
you so
need to
much.
help lots of people. That's
Yes.
absolutely right. Artsman,
Mhm.
AARTSM. Check them out. It's really an unbelievable company and what they have been able to achieve in the years of experience with all their engineering and innovation. We're truly, truly excited to see what happens here and can't wait to hear more about the stories of more homes being built. And thank you again so much for being here today.
Thank you also. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's the dirt on Offsite Dirt. Have a great day. Make sure to check us out, check out our events, and make sure to like us, share, and thank you for being here today.